Hello Year 3 and welcome to Wednesday's maths lesson. So like I mentioned today in the morning greeting, today we are going to be ordering fractions with the same denominator, okay? So hopefully you can remember what a denominator is. What is a denominator? Hopefully you can tell me that a denominator is the number at the bottom of a fraction that tells us how many equal parts a whole is split into. Well done if you can remember that. So today we're going to need to know that that's what a denominator is. We're going to have to know what ascending and descending means. So you might remember that from when we were doing it with our numbers. We were ordering numbers in ascending and descending orders. And we also need to order fractions in the correct way, depending on whether the question is asking us whether to do it in an ascending order or descending order. Okay, so our first slide then. Ascending order, that's how we spell ascending, and ascending order means when the order is going up in value. So that man is going up the stairs. So remember, ascending is going up. So you start with the smallest value and you go to the highest value. So with fractions, we will start with the smallest fraction and then we will go and go up to the largest fraction. So smallest to largest fraction, okay? So looking at numbers then, I've got these numbers here, 5, 7, 2, 4, and 9. Do you think you can say them in ascending order? Well, hopefully you told me then going from smallest to biggest. So our smallest was 2, then 4, then 5, then 7, then 9. That is our ascending order, smallest to biggest. Super. So descending order is the opposite. So imagine you are going down the stairs. You start from the highest step and you go to the lowest step. You start from the highest number and you go to the lowest number. So you start with the largest fraction and you go down to the smallest fraction. So looking at those same numbers then, could you arrange them in descending order then for me? Hopefully you can see them because I'm only a little screen, aren't I? I hope you can see them. So hopefully you started with the largest number, which was 9, and then going down in the order they are to the smallest number, which is 2. So there they are there in descending order. Super stuff then. So ascending, descending, ascending, descending. Okay, if you need to remind yourself, you can always come back to these slides to remind yourself, was it ascending? Was it descending? Okay? So we know ascending going smallest to largest and descending going largest to smallest. Now, when we were looking at fractions with the same denominator, okay, you remember it was back in Monday's lesson. So when the denominator is all the same, it means that those fractions, those wholes, have been split into the same amount of equal parts. And we discovered that if the numerator was larger, the fraction was larger, wasn't it? Okay. So if we're to remind yourself of what we did on Monday, looking at these 4 fractions down here, what do we call the fraction that has 4 as a denominator? Quarters, don't we? Super. So we have got these 4 quarter fractions. We've got 2 quarters, which is the same as 1/2. So 2 quarters, 1 quarter, 4 quarters, which is the same as, you can see it there, can't you? It's the same as 1 whole, isn't it? And 3 quarters. They are all circles that have been split into 4 equal parts. Now, looking at the numerators, which fraction is the smallest and which fraction is the largest? Pause this with me now and tell me, or a grown up in the room. Well, hopefully you told me that the largest fraction was 4 quarters. How did you find that out? Did you look at the denominator or the numerator? Hopefully you looked at the numerator because the denominators are all the same, aren't they? So 4 is the largest number. That is the largest fraction. We get 4 out of the 4 pieces of chocolate cake. Let's use chocolate cake again. Which was the smallest then? It was 1/4, wasn't it? Because 1 is the smallest numerator out of all these fractions. And you would only have 1 piece of the chocolate cake, not all 4 pieces. You would have 1 piece, which is the smallest amount of chocolate cake you would get in all of these different fractions. So when we look at fractions with the same denominator, we look to see if the numerator is large or small to determine whether it's the largest or the smallest. Okay, so we are now going to order these fractions in descending order, with descending up or down. It was down, wasn't it? Largest to smallest. So I want you to pause the video now, look at these fractions and find which one was the largest, which one was the smallest, and which one should go in the middle. Okay, so give that a go. Okay, so because it's descending order, we start with the largest number, or largest fraction, not number, or largest number on top of the numerator. So, which was our largest fraction? It was 3/3, wasn't it? Because all 3 of those thirds are shaded, aren't they? The whole rectangle is shaded. Okay, what comes next then? It's 2/3, isn't it? They've got split into the same amount of equal parts, but only 2 of these are shaded. So we know that the smallest fraction was 0/3 because none of those are shaded. Well done if you managed to do that. Okay, so you're doing it today then. You've got quite a few to it. You've got 2 secure it as well, because we want you to do lots and lots of practice at this, okay? So the first do it, same as what you just did with your practice it, but with quarters, and there are 4 of these. So I want you to order these in ascending order, with ascending up or down. It was up, wasn't it? So you start with the smallest number, smallest fraction. I keep saying numbers don't I? Start with the smallest fraction, and then you go up to the largest fraction. Okay? Do you think you can order these fractions in ascending order? Pause this video for me now and have a go at that. Okay then, well, looking at these fractions then, which one is the smallest? It is 1/4, isn't it? Because it only has 1 as the numerator. And then we had 2/4. And then we have 3/4. And then we have 4/4. Can you see a pattern? The numerators are going up in 1 each time, aren't they? All the denominators are 4, and the numerators are going 1, 2, 3, and 4. Going up in ascending order, smallest to largest. Fantastic. So now you've had a go at that, have a go at this next one. Now there's loads of fractions on this one, isn't there? But remember what we just saw the pattern? You saw the pattern that the numerator goes up in order. So, looking at these fractions, can you do this in ascending order? Up or down? Up, ascending order. So you start with the smallest fraction and you go up to the largest fraction. Okay, so pause this video for me now and have a go at that. Remember, look at the numerators. Which one's the smallest, which one's the largest? Okay then, well, hopefully you had a go at that. So what is our smallest fraction then? It was 0 out of 11. 0 11, because there's 0 of them. If you had 11 sweets and you got 0 11, that means you got 0 of those sweets. You didn't get any equal parts. Okay? Then it goes up to 2 11, 3 11, 5/11, 6/11, 7/11, 9/11, 10/11. They are going up in ascending order. So well done if you got that. So there's a similar pattern here, but a few of these fractions are missing. Can you spot which fractions are missing in this sequence? So if we count up to 10, 0, 1, oh, there's not 1/11, so that's missing. 2, 3, oh, 4/11, there's no 4/11 either. 5/11, 6/11, 7/11, 8/11, that's missing as well. There's 3 fractions missing in this sequence, but you still managed to do it with missing fractions in the sequence. So well done. Okay, I want you to have another go, just like the last do it, ordering these fractions in descending order. Ascending or descending? It's descending order. It goes down. Okay, so it starts with the largest fraction and it goes along to the smallest fraction. Largest to smallest. So have a go at this, starting with the largest fraction. Okay, then we'll hopefully you started with the largest fraction. Which one was the largest fraction? It was 8/10, wasn't it? 8 was our largest numerator out of the 8 we had on the screen. Then it was 6/10, 5/10, 4/10, 3/10, 2/10, 1/10, 0/10. Which fraction is missing from that sequence? Hopefully you spotted that it's 7/10 is missing from this fraction sequence. And where would it go in this sequence? Would it go all the way over here? No? Would it go over here? No. It would go here, wouldn't it? Between 8 and 6. Because 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Also, it's larger than all of these, isn't it? So it'll be at the beginning because you were going in descending order. Okay, so well done if you did that. So going on to our secure it then. So you are going to colour and write the next fraction in this sequence. So following this sequence here, are they going in ascending or descending order? You need to work that out and then colour in and write the next fraction. So check first if it's going in ascending or descending order. Your next secure it, you are going to colour and write the next fraction in this sequence again. So remember, spot if it is ascending or descending order and then work out which one comes next in this sequence. And then you'll deepen it. So you have got 5 different fractions here, but so you haven't got the written fractions, you've only got the representations. So what I suggest is possibly write what the written fraction is next to these to help you work it out. So which is the incorrect fraction in this sequence? Apparently one of these fractions do not match the sequence. So firstly work out if it's going in ascending or descending order, and then tell us which is the incorrect fraction and why. So we want you to use some of these sentence stems. The incorrect fraction is, and tell us why. And I want you to then tell us what the correct fraction would be. So what should that incorrect fraction be instead to make it correct? Okay, so those are your activities for today's maths lesson. I hope you enjoyed it and are understanding fractions really well. The work you've been sending in shows that you've been really trying with them. So good luck with today's work and I hope you get on well with it.